When a bodhisattva, who is well versed in skillful means, practices the perfection of insight and disciplines himself in the perfection of insight, he does not ask himself whether he is increasing in the perfection of giving or decreasing in it, but thinks, "This perfection of giving is but a name." This applies to the other perfections as well, even including the sixth perfection itself, which has a controlling function with respect to the others. The bodhisattva does not consider whether or not he is increasing in the perfection of insight, for this would be to depend upon its name, and hence to fall short of it. Rather, if he is skilled in means, he practices it while at the same time recognizing its status as mere nomenclature. Thus, skillful means is the ability to maintain a correct view of the status and role of religious language. This is not to be understood as a kind of spiritual farewell, however, for, quote, "The bodhisattva does not learn it by thinking, 'I will practice the bodhisattva way and break off all discriminations in this present life.' If he breaks off all these discriminations and does not yet entirely attain the Buddha way, he will relapse into elementary discipleship. Your Reverence, a bodhisattva's great power of skillful means lies in knowing all these discriminated characteristics while not being attached to non-discrimination." Close quote. Continued immersion in the world is the link between the ideal bodhisattva portrayed in the Prajnaparamita Sutras and the picture given in the Lotus Sutra and the teaching of Vimalakirti. More centrally stated, the bodhisattva practices the perfection of insight and sees all the factors of existence as they really are, but without seizing upon this realization or attainment. The Buddha continues to Subhuti, quote, "Because this bodhisattva does not abandon the multitude of living beings, he thus conceives his great vow. Subhuti, if the bodhisattva resolves not to abandon the multitude of living beings, but to deliver them, entering the gate of deliverance of the samadhi of voidness, and the gates of deliverance of the samadhi of non-discrimination and non-action, then the bodhisattva will refrain from realizing true reality in mid-course." Why? Because the bodhisattva is one who has maintained by skillful means. Close quote. He enters the three gates of deliverance while refusing to leave the multitude of beings behind him. The paradox lies in recognizing the voidness of all things, not taking them to be marked out by characterization or subject to the workings of karma, while at the same time resolving to bring the multitude of living beings through with him. The Prajnaparamita Sutra continues, quote, "Furthermore, Subhuti, if a bodhisattva desires to enter those deep contemplations, that is, the gate of deliverance of the samadhi of voidness and the gates of deliverance of the samadhi of non-discrimination and non-action, then the bodhisattva should first think as follows. All living beings have for long been attached to the characteristic of being living beings. They are attached to the idea that there is some existence that they get. When I attain supreme perfect enlightenment, I will sever all these views by proclaiming Dharma, and thus I enter the gate of deliverance of the samadhi of voidness." Because this bodhisattva is so minded and has prior power of skillful means, he does not realize true reality in mid-course, and he does not lose the samadhi of merciful compassion, rejoicing, and detachment. Why? Because this bodhisattva is accomplished in the power of skillful means.